So a good crowd have stuck around, and looks like some are quite well lubricated as well. I see Sarah Hiddeny and Tyler Nathan Wong with the long sleeves. It is cool here in Auckland. I'm sure the Aussies are feeling it more. I know the men's team have been up in Darwin with some warm weather training. These teams will head to Townsville next month to start to prepare themselves for the Tokyo Olympics, because yes, some conditions are going to be somewhat different.
It will be very warm, that I can promise you. But these athletes, they travel around the world when the series was going, and so they're well aware of the different conditions in the different countries. They've met each other on a number of occasions. And there's the mascot.
Mascot just got left behind a little bit earlier in the day. But we saw Australia in the second game yesterday. They really fought back well. Referee is Salika Winiata, a well-known face, of course, still a key cog in the Black Ferns 15. She'll hopefully be here playing on this ground next year in a World Cup. But right now she's got the whistle, and she'll be going to Tokyo as a sevens referee. So Tyler Nathan Wong to begin proceedings here at Eden Park. And the restart has come sliced off the side of the boot. We've seen a couple of errors from Nathan Wong on the kickoff this weekend so far.
Very uncharacteristic. She's one of the best in the business, and so she's done that on one other occasion that I can note over the last day and a half. Gives Australians a lovely attacking position.
Charlotte Caslick, such a key cog in this Olympic gold medal side, and away goes Caslick already on the switch, looking to work Politi, and then across they go to Elia Green with open space. She's got Nathan Wong ahead of her. Gee, that's a brave tackle for Nathan Wong. It was a bit high, but that's a big ball runner on a little playmaker, and Nathan Wong stood her ground well. But here come Australia. Caslick for Politi. Good footwork from Evania Politi, and now Australia, and again it's Green on Nathan Wong as she stands her ground again. Dom DeToy in jersey 3 doing some good work to put Green in space. Early now, straight up through the middle. Evania Politi, cracking start for Australia.
Discipline the problem right from the kickoff. They didn't go the 10 metres, and then they conceded another penalty inside their own half. And Evania Politi, well, she didn't need a second invitation. Look at the determination of Green. Tyler Nathan Wong, yep, that's too high. You can't go anywhere above the shoulders. So the penalty is given, and the best place to run is at the referee. Have a look at this. Run at the ref, because no one's going to tackle her. And that's where the gap was. Australia score first.
Nathan Wong for his skipper Hiddeny, and now Brazier looking to create some space for Flula to get her afterburners going. Great covering tackle made by Hayes. So Hiddeny will go back to tidy up. DeToy rounds on her, ducks under, and then Brazier tries to tap it on, but she's only tapped it as far as Chloe Dalton. And Australia will swoop back on to attack. Caslick just had to hold things up a little bit and will take the tackle, goes hard into contact as Charlotte Caslick. And now Politi looks for Green, who's switched out to this wing now. Green on Blyde, and a good tackle made by Michaela Blyde. Hayes, tall, lean figure of Demi Hayes, good hands. Caslick looks for Dalton and instead decides to go around. She's found a little bit of space here. Big cutout ball for Green, allows it to bounce. Might have needed to attack the ball, Green, but does really well to get down on it, and is nicely supported by Paki. Great ball continuity and retaining possession here. Australia up again through the middle as Hayes. Flula is chasing, but Hayes will get there, and Australia score their second in quick succession. The possession game working well.
The mistake by the New Zealanders earlier, the interception, and then they just kept their composure. This is a totally different Australian team than we saw this morning. Happy to just buy a little bit of time and just play the odds, just keep moving the ball and look for a mismatch or an opportunity. And Demi Hayes is a fantastic defender. She made an important tackle down the left-hand side. And then she gets the reward by staying patient and staying in the game.
And now Tui onto the field as well. So Woodman and Tui, who started on the bench, rolled into the action. And Australia too bringing some of their subs in, and one of them making an immediate impact. Lefau Fakosalia earns the turnover ball, and here come Australia again. It's a yellow wave as Dalton is hit hard by Broughton. Ball's just sitting there at the back, and it was out for Broughton to attack, but Australia somehow scrambled it away. They did really well. And now Caslick with a little heads-up play for Staples to chase Blythe is there, and the ball will beat them into touch. Aussies have nabbed it. And a lot of whānau here, I'm sure, too. As Nathan Wong tries to go it through the middle. Good tackle by Staples around the ankles. New Zealand haven't got their game going in this one. All knocked down, and that'll be a penalty. And a yellow card has to go. That's Politi. There's no messing around when it comes to the knockdown in sevens. So Australia will just have a couple out in the back line. Caslick gets it in and out nice and quickly, and here is the Whakasalia. You see it. It's been impressive, and Caslick, yeah, just going to get it into touch, get into the half-time break, and that's a great first half of sevens from Australia. The Olympic gold medalists looking to fight back again. 12 points to 0 at the break. Caslick. Left out, Whakasalia, or Politi bobbles and then is dumped into the ground by Woodman. New Zealand looking to counter through Broughton. Ball back in, the switch for Blythe. Australia's defence has been rock solid so far in this match, though. Ball's going to be a penalty on the ground. So Hirini taps and gets on with things. Where's the support? Brazier. Woodman trying to accelerate around the outside. Again, great cover defence. This time it was Dalton and Dick. And New Zealand lose it on the ground. Wonderful defence.
Well, if Australia get away with the win in this match, just put it down to their defensive work. The effort with only 6 players, and now they're back to their full quota. They are just playing like they want to win the gold medal again. This is the sort of stuff that got them to the gold. And have a look at some of this defence here. Blythe trying to break through, no chance at all. They're straight in and on the ball. And that's where they gave the penalty away. But boy, it's been willing.
And muscling up. Probably been an area in the past couple of years where New Zealand has physically dominated this rivalry as well as on the scoreboard. Until yesterday, New Zealand had won the last 7 in a row and 13 of the last 14 matches between the two teams.
12 points, not enough on the board against the New Zealand side. They need to score again, Australia, to put it beyond doubt.
Staples taps and goes. Caslick. Dalton is the dummy runner, and it's found no one this time. And look at Blythe, look at the swoop. Oh, she got the bounce too, where she tackled in the air. It was a good spot tackle. Looks like referee will say play on. Good work from Detoy to make the hit. Tui. Oh, and that's awkward too. You heard as she landed, and that's going to be possibly another yellow card. She gets a filthy look as well from Ruby Tui as Lily Dick knows she got it wrong. They just turn and go straight to the bin. So Australia down to 6 again. Can New Zealand capitalise this time? Brazier will look to probe and find a hole. Nathan Wong, out they go for Broughton, and now there's an overlap. A lot of work for Caslick to do. That's knocked down. Uh-oh. And she's going as well. She's got a wry smile on the face. Australia down to 5.
Well, as I mentioned, you need to punish New Zealand when they're down to 6 players, Australia rather.
Here they go. 7 on 5. Woodman around the corner. Staples slips off. The cover defence can't come across Politi, and Woodman are going around the corner, warmly supported by the Eden Park crowd. Finally, the dam breaks, and Portia Woodman scores for New Zealand.
Top try scorer in the world on the HSBC Women's Series, and she is just a great finisher. Patience always wins out when the women are in black have got the ball, and boy, it's so difficult to play against them with 7 players, near on impossible with 5.
And the conversion is away, so Nathan Wong can't answer. Here's the cards. That's the first one, Lily Dick.
That one had to go, and this one here, she just tried to stop the movement because Blythe would have scored, sticking the hand out, 0 tolerance, and here's Woodman with the finish.
You just knew straight away, didn't she, Caslick? So Australia will bring Ellia Green, one of their strike weapons, back on to the field as well. Shani Williams is out there too. I'll want her to do some tough stuff in defence. But New Zealand need a secure possession. Maddie Higgins-Ashby into the fray as well. For the Australians, you'd hear their coaches on the side. They just got to work hard for the next couple of minutes. Well, they're down to 5. Big hit. Woodman just timed her hit perfectly on Staples, and then she just had to hold on too long. Hiddeny gets things moving. Now New Zealand have got the bit between the teeth. Great hands. Woodman tries to bump off Staples. Pops the ball to Tui in support. Tui held up, and now she's got that knee to ground. That means Australia has to release. Woodman, Brazy, there must be numbers somewhere brought in if they can give it. Nathan Wong has got Blythe, and Blythe for the corner. Is Green going to get there? No. Great try, great finish. They used their numbers. They've got the advantage, and they took it.
Well, they're just playing bully ball from the kick-off. Woodman with a wonderful tackle on Staples, and there they get the penalty. And then post the penalty, they just do draw and pass. That's the tackle from Woodman. Tui is right there. They get the penalty. Hiddeny gets on with it. And then this is just simple, classic Sevens rugby. Draw, pass, and give it to the pace.
Conversion is again away, but that gap has narrowed, and the yellow cards have hurt Australia. I don't want to mess around too much. Oh, good bust by Staples, but Brazier drags her down just on the 22. Needed to be made. Tui reckons she was hard done by, so she just gets up and makes another big hit. Australia have to use all their experience and smarts here to close this match out. They've got their complement of players back, or she just rolled one too many times, Lily Dick. And Hiddeny again, the captain, leading the way. Brazier. Plenty of time for New Zealand. Nathan Wong trying to get around the outside. It's back in for Blythe. Just standing in the tackle and eventually opts to go to ground. Great counter-ruck Australia, but Tui just digs it out in time. Broughton and Hiddeny. Hiddany's got a good early ball to Flula. Let's see what the step is. Chops back in field. Stacey Flula, good tackle again. Staples has done some nice work on defence for Australia. Nathan Wong, New Zealand will need to score here if they want to win it at the death. Tui, Ruby Tui, she's got Blythe. Is Blythe get a back in pace in the corner? Steps back in, gets rid of one, gets rid of two, and now she'll straighten up, and Michaela Blythe will win it at the last moment for New Zealand.
It's Blythe time at Eden Park. Talk about resilience and talk about class. They just played the long game. I said 12 wasn't enough for Australia. And then they went down to 5 players, and the New Zealand Black Ferns went into overdrive. Look at that. Tui with the last pass. Thought Blythe would just back her pace, but she wanted to do a little bit of dancing with the stars. Beats one, steps again, and then accelerates to give them another victory. That is why we love Sevens.
That is a cracking game of Sevens footy, as good as you're going to see between two really, really quality teams. And they've entertained this crowd at Eden Park. It's Michaela Blythe who finishes it off for New Zealand in the end, and they take the win 17 points to 12.